Hello and welcome to Experience Recovery Conversations. These conversations are about people who are doing things in a different way, and predominantly those people that we have that are in our buildings that are doing such wonderful things, the workforce that we call them. So today I'm joined by Amanda. Amanda, just give us a quick intro, who you are, what you do and where you do it, please.
Hello, my name's Amanda Roberts. I'm the fitness manager at Freedom Leisure in Wrexham Waterworld in Wales.
Fantastic. Just give us an overview. Waterworld, what's there? Because it's got a great name.
Well, there's a fantastic swimming pool, which is home to Wrexham Swimming Club. We've got gym, we've got a studio, and we've got a spin studio as well.
Fantastic. And does it have slides and waves and things like that? Is it one of those leisure pools?
We've got a little leisure pool, so we've got a slide and we've got a bit of a jacuzzi. Right. We did have diving boards, but that was back in the 70s. They went for this leisure pool.
Yeah, it's unfortunately one of the issues all over the country. I live in the East Midlands and there isn't a single diving board in the East Midlands at the moment, which is quite worrying, really. So, Amanda, before lockdown, then you must have been quite busy fitness managing. So what sort of things did you do? What was the day-to-day stuff?
I still taught. So I've always had my hand in group exercise. Right back to the 90s. So I manage a team of fitness coaches, personal trainers and group exercise instructors on a day-to-day and programming all the classes and also looking after their development.
Okay, excellent. The very fact you talk about aerobics means that you have been doing this a while, because now all of these classes have got such brilliant names like grit and all of this type of stuff. But give us a bit of breadth. What sort of things are you competent at delivering?
So I think I've been in the industry probably between 25 and 30 years, starting off with pop mobility and aerobics. So I think now there's every qualification they did, I do. So that's from spin. I've got a bit of a cycling background, but I teach step, aerobics, combat, aqua, you name it. Okay. I've probably had a go.
Fantastic. And you mentioned in the intro about Wrexham Swimming Club. So do you coach swimming as well?
I do. I'm a strength and conditioning coach.
Right.
And I do work for Wrexham Swimming Club, working with grassroots right up to the performance athletes.
Absolutely. And that piece around pools and grassroots swimming has been really hard hit, hasn't it, in these lockdowns? You know, I run a hockey club and at least we got on the pitch for a little bit in between the two lockdowns. But swimmers have really struggled, haven't they?
Well, they have, but it's actually, I found that it's changed because of all the amount of dry land training that we've done. They're actually a lot fitter and a lot more athletic now. So they've had a real transition. I can't wait to see them back in the water.
Oh, that's fantastic. I always found, though, that water fitness and land fitness felt very different. You could feel top of your game when you're on poolside, but when you got in the pool, it just reminded you how difficult swimming actually is at pace.
Oh, yeah, hats off to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So lockdown hit, and I guess a bit like me, you probably sat back for a little bit and went, actually, I live in a lovely part of the world. There's some opportunity here to explore it a little bit more and spend some time with the family, etc. But I'm guessing, again, like me, soon you realised, actually, we're going to have to do something different. So what did you do?
Well, you're right. And it was about 6 weeks in when my friends and I realised that we were drinking far too much gin, and not doing much else. So I started just a little class just for the six of us on a Sunday morning just to get us moving. And then it quickly evolved into developing my online skills to present to the members in Waterworld and for Freedom. And then it exploded into involving anyone and everyone who wanted to come to the classes over this last lockdown. Right.
Okay. So I love the fact that this was driven by gin. I think that's brilliant. I think actually that could be the title of the next group exercise class, driven by gin. I think that'd be brilliant. So how did you do it? Have you set yourself up with cameras and lights and Zoom and all that type of thing? What's the methodology?
Oh, my life. So I started off with my phone and a speaker. And then it's evolved now to, I'm on my third webcam now. So I've gone from that up to 4K. I ended up having broadband put back into the house. So I could hardwire into their laptop. I now have a mixer, I've got a headset, so I can deliver proper music that people can hear. So it's because I started at the same time as Joe Wicks, and I think he had a lot more backing than I did. So I think a lot of my furlough money has gone through to setting my lounge up into a studio.
Okay, and I've been having this conversation with a number of organisations around online being something that will continue into the future, because, you know, I've admitted this to other people. I've done one real life group exercise class in my entire life, a Watt Bike class at Home Pierpont, and I've also taken part in a My Zone virtual cardio club. The group exercise bit isn't for me. I find it quite intimidating. I'm very uncoordinated, and my view is that this online product, or the hybrid product, is going to be something that will continue to attract people like me who would never enter a group exercise studio. By the sounds of it, you've set yourself up really to be able to continue with this after lockdown eases.
Oh yeah, and I think about this product now, and I'll call it a product because that's what it is that it's just so safe. You are safe in your lounge with everything that you know around you. You're not worried or looking at other people, how they look. You feel that you're not looking the part. And it's just a safe space that if you haven't got coordination, hey, it doesn't matter. And I think with because I send out my Zoom links and I send out joining instructions. So I tell people what they're going to expect, and they can put their camera off, and they can keep their camera on, so nobody else has to look at them. The only proviso that I do say with that is, if you're going to turn your camera off, you've got to promise that you're doing the exercise and that you're not just sat on the sofa drinking a glass of wine and watching the exercise, because I said that doesn't work. So I think with the feedback that I get, people are a lot more confident now. You'll find that some people will come back into the gym, but I think a lot of people, with the convenience of it, that they're quite happy now to work out from home. The beauty is with this is that it's not just an on-demand workout. You're actually getting somebody who will interact. And I think it's just not taking yourself too seriously. With this form of exercise, you've just got to be able to have a laugh with people.
Yeah, absolutely. And that piece about taking seriously is really interesting. I did a call recently, and the guy I was talking to, his office or his bedroom, wherever, had a glass door. And as we're talking, this little 2-year-old girl appears in the glass door, big smile and waving. So I just waved back, and she was so excited that person on the screen was interacting with her. Have you got any stories around, pets or young children joining in on your activities?
Oh yes, that would be Lydia's daughter. She's only 2, and she comes and she joins in with Legs, Mums and Tums, and she has this pink frilly tutu, and she just gets involved, and she's just lovely. You see her legs everywhere. She's just wonderful. Also inquisitive pets sometimes, in maybe a yoga or a Pilates set, that a dog might sneak in and they'll come right up. But yeah, it's the children. I love to see the children getting involved, because then you're growing families together, aren't you?
No, absolutely. And I think that's one of the streaming bits that I've just not really considered, is how well actually you can involve the whole family when you do these things online. It's not about the right time for the whole family to be together, or getting them there, or tea time, or whatever it happens to be, but actually you've got that opportunity. And the other piece that I've noticed using this is, I've been able to actually join a few colleagues in Australia and things like that, because the time differences don't matter so much, or you can watch a recording. That ability to reconnect with people through these screens has been incredible for me as well. I don't know if you felt anything like that.
Oh, absolutely. So I've had a few clients that have emigrated, and Sue is in France. So her daughter is in this country. So they come and they do the class together. They'll have a bit of a chin wag as well. Another of my friends who is in Sydney, she'll sort of like come, she'll do the on-demand, because I'll record the workings as well. Another pal in Portugal, and so we all come and meet together, and it's great. You can't get that anywhere else, can you?
No, absolutely. And I think the conversation is heading in the right direction for me, because the bit that's really important about all of this for me is seeing the positives of what's happened. It's been incredibly tough for an awful lot of people, and a lot of people are still a long way away from actually feeling as comfortable as you and I currently seem to feel. And I just want to understand the learnings. What things do you think you'll you'll take away from lockdown, and how will you use that going forward in the work you do at Waterworld and the work you'll continue to do delivering this classes online?
For me, it's just been a massive learning curve as to how to be a presenter. That suddenly now you find yourself on people's TVs, and the technology-wise that I can take back as to how to live stream, how to record, and that. But also, it's the interaction that I've had with so many people. Mm-hmm. It's all about bringing people together. A lot of people are still really scared to even leave their house. Yeah. So it's keeping the community, and a couple of my other instructor pals as well who are also teaching. It's about allowing people just have a natter, have a chat before the class starts, while you're setting up maybe. And it's just trying to build that community. In Waterworld, we always had a fantastic community. Whenever I taught body pump on a Saturday morning, we would always have, there'd be a massive coffee morning there. There'd be 20 odd people there, and we'd all sort of connect and talk about different problems. And that if somebody got a problem, there would always be somebody in that group who would be able to fix it and go, oh, you want to speak to Dave there? He can sort that out. All that. And I think it's just bringing that back. How we can do that right now, I don't know, but we can still do that online. I know with the referral scheme, they have their coffee mornings.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, part of this, and I'll freely admit it, was for my mental health. I love networking. I love talking to people. I love sharing best practice. And I was really missing it. And these conversations that I've had, I don't know how many it is now, it must be close to 200 since March the 24th, but it's been really good for me. You know, I would probably never have met you, Amanda, if we'd have not created this opportunity and asked for nominations to be part of this unsung hero piece. And it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. I just finish with one piece. What, you know, if there are other people out there that are either starting on their journey of delivering online and streaming, or of thinking about doing it, what's your one piece of learning that you can share so they don't make the same mistake?
Be brave, be fearless. If you stand up and you think that you look a little bit foolish, what does it matter? It's just reflect, review, and then move on. But just see this as just a massive opportunity to learn and grow and develop as an instructor and a person. I think as instructors, we are the glue that brings people together, and that needs to be your key. You are the glue. You've just got to believe in yourself.
No, absolutely. And I'm sure you've had a chance to have a quick scan through the new Sport England strategy for the next 10 years. That whole feel around community and empowering the community and engaging with the community, but allowing the community to respond back in the way you've described with your coffee mornings and helping people out and things like that, I think it's just fantastic. It's well, definitely on theme for the strategy from Sport England. So Amanda, I'm going to say thank you very much. I've really enjoyed that conversation. Keep up the great work, and you might have tempted me to actually try and find you and follow one of your classes. Just see. Right, you take care. We'll meet up soon. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you very much.